Across the arid wastelands where temperatures soar and resources grow scarce, only the most adaptable creatures endure. In this harsh environment, we encounter a remarkable specimen, the Tyrogue. This diminutive fighting type represents one of nature's most fascinating puzzles. Compact yet determined, the young Tyrogue embodies untapped evolutionary possibility. Its compact frame trembles with an abundance of restless energy, propelled by an instinctive compulsion to test itself against opponents that dwarf its modest size. Day after day, the Tyrogue engages in relentless conditioning. It strikes boulders and tree trunks with methodical precision, creating countless microscopic fractures throughout its skeletal structure. This process, known as adaptive bone remodeling, causes the framework to rebuild itself stronger and more resilient than before. The creature is essentially sculpting its own destiny through calculated self-destruction and renewal. Yet nature has prepared something extraordinary for this species. As the Tyrogue matures, its developmental pathway will diverge at a critical juncture. The direction of its evolution depends entirely upon which muscle groups receive the most intensive training. For the individual we observe today, every ounce of effort has been channeled into developing explosive leg power and lower body dominance. The metamorphosis commences. What follows defies conventional understanding of biological transformation. The creature's cervical vertebrae compress and withdraw into the body cavity. The thorax and cranium fuse into a unified protective structure, eliminating vulnerable connection points. Most dramatically, the hind limbs undergo an extreme elongation process, stretching to nearly twice their original proportions. The result? Hitmonlee emerges. This evolved form represents a masterclass in specialized adaptation. Hitmonlee's lower extremities defied traditional anatomical classification. Rather than the calcified rigidity found in typical skeletal systems, these limbs consist of densely packed muscle fibers arranged in a helical configuration. These specialized tissues function identically to industrial compression springs, storing and releasing kinetic energy with devastating efficiency. This remarkable physiological feature grants Hitmonlee an extraordinary tactical advantage. The spring-loaded mechanism enables the creature to project its strikes across distances that exceed twice its stationary height. The extension occurs with such rapidity that it becomes nearly impossible for opponents to anticipate or evade. In the fraction of a second between threat detection and defensive response, Hitmonlee has already closed the gap. Within these canyon systems, it functions as an apex ambush specialist. Perched motionlessly on elevated outcroppings, it waits with the patience of a practiced hunter. When unsuspecting prey ventures within its considerable range, the attack unfolds with precision and finality. However, Hitmonlee does not hold exclusive dominion over this territory. Another presence commands respect here, Hitmonchan. This creature shares a common ancestor with Hitmonlee, yet chose an entirely different evolutionary trajectory. Where Hitmonlee invested everything in leg development, Hitmonchan dedicated its growth to cultivating massive upper body strength and devastating arm power. The divergence between these two species illustrates evolution's capacity to produce radically different solutions from identical starting conditions. Territorial boundaries in the Badlands remain fluid and constantly contested. When these two evolutionary branches cross paths, confrontation becomes unavoidable. This encounter represents more than a simple territorial dispute. It is a direct comparison of competing evolutionary strategies tested under the unforgiving conditions of natural selection. Hitmonchan advances first, its shoulder muscles rippling with contained power. Its arms function as biological jackhammers, capable of delivering rapid-fire strikes with pile-driver force. Each punch carries enough momentum to shatter stone and splinter bone. The creature's compact build and lower center of gravity provide exceptional stability, allowing it to absorb counters while maintaining offensive pressure. Hitmonlee responds with its own signature approach. Where Hitmonchan relies on volume and close-quarters brawling, Hitmonlee exploits superior reach and surgical precision. Its legs snap outward like bullwhips, covering the distance between combatants faster than the eye can track. The confrontation erupts with startling intensity. Hitmonchan closes the distance aggressively, attempting to neutralize Hitmonlee's range advantage. Its fists blur through the air in combinations designed to overwhelm and disorient. But Hitmonlee's strategy revolves around maintaining optimal spacing. It pivots and repositions with balletic grace, keeping its opponent perpetually at the edge of strike.
Something potentially more valuable, unmatched striking range, and the element of surprise that accompanies it. The sun continues its arc across the merciless sky. The heat radiates from the canyon walls in shimmering waves. And Hitmonlee stands sentinel, proof that in nature's grand experiment, there exists no single path to dominance. Only countless variations, each adapted to exploit specific advantages within particular niches. The next challenger will come eventually. They always do.